Boss. Si Boss Tapia. Okay, sir. Okay, okay.
Daghang salamat yun, sir. Kinahanglan dyan ako ni...
Sige, sige na. Next!
Human trafficking is a process through which individuals are placed or maintained in an exploitative situation for economic gain. It can occur within a country or may involve movement across borders. Men, women, and children are trafficked for a range of purposes, including forced and exploitative labor in factories, farms and private households, sexual exploitation, organ trade, and forced marriage.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development reported serving 1,713 possible trafficking victims, of whom 1,434 were females in 2017. DSWD reported assisting 530 victims of illegal recruitment, 465 victims of sex trafficking, and 232 victims of labor trafficking.
Trafficking affects all regions in most countries of the world. Nearly 80% of human trafficking is for sex and 19% is for labor exploitation.
An estimated 10 million Filipinos work abroad, and a significant number of these migrant workers are subjected to sex and labor via debt bondage in the fishing, shipping, construction, education, domestic work, among others, across Middle East, North America, and most especially in our neighboring countries.
Although human trafficking is often a hidden crime and accurate statistics are difficult to obtain, researchers estimate that more than 80% of trafficking victims are female and over 50% are children.
Human trafficking is indeed happening all over the Philippines. With poverty an ever-present social problem in our country, more and more impoverished Filipinos desperately search for jobs in big cities like Manila, most of which want an escape from the slums.
I think it is an issue of labor. It is an issue of opportunity for employment. I think the lack of labor opportunities in the country is what's fueling this problem, where our people are moving towards countries with better job opportunities. In our case, it is Malaysia.
In Mindanao, Filipinos seeking for a better livelihood for their families use the province of Tawi-Tawi as their backdoor entry to our neighboring country, Malaysia.
You know why these women are being pushed for possible abuse for trafficking, because women, they have low education, they do not have the skills, or they may either be, because they also became victims of abuse within the family, so they do not have jobs, and they felt that the only way that they can go out of the country or leave the house is to apply for jobs. And right now, we don't have any problem because of the social media. They will not know who the recruiters are, but they will be sent an email or a text, or they can just get this information from the advertisement. If you want jobs abroad, you can call this number, and then you will not pay anything. So, for women who don't have work, who have not studied, they finished their education. In fact, there are those who became victims. So they will just grab the opportunity, and then they really do not know that in the end, they will end up working in bars.
Women and children are being bought by modern-day slavers, and most of these victims come from the poor sections of Mindanao. The aim of these victims is to be able to provide for their families.
In the Philippines, poverty, lack of economic development, unemployment, gender inequality, and lack of education play a big role in contributing to human trafficking. Because of this, Filipinos become more susceptible to offers from trafficking recruiters. The suspects of human trafficking in the Philippines are mostly syndicates who take advantage on the problems we are currently facing. They use promising words for job opportunities outside the country.
They were lured of offered job because of their desire to have a good job or to provide a good living for their family.
So most likely, the modus of this recruiter, they will leave something for the family. They will give them money. So that is one way really of inviting these women to really work if it is a local trafficking or cross-border trafficking.
Despite all of this, our government is striving to fight this heinous crime by strengthening their advocacy and by providing jobs for our citizens through its projects.
The port of Zamboanga is a gateway, it's an international gateway. So we check the documents of passengers going to Sabah. Okay? And if we find that there are some suspicious circumstances, okay, like there are no clear employment opportunity for them there, we do double check. But for passengers passing through the informal ports, okay, we usually detain them. Okay, and if they can show proof that indeed they have valid documents, okay, we deny them entry. So we prevent them.
The DSWD is the lead in providing rehabilitation and reintegration to traffic victims. So, isa itong Recovery and Reintegration Program for Traffic Persons or the RRPTP ang na-create ng DSWD to answer the rehabilitation and preventive and rehabilitation process ng mga traffic victims. Advocacy campaigns. So, marami-rami na ring advocacy campaigns na ginagawa. These advocacy campaigns ay hindi lang DSWD ang gumagawa. So, merong iba-ibang ahensya din ng gobyerno na tumutulong dito. And then, sa sinabi kong batas, the Republic Act 9208 and RA 10364, it creates the Interagency Council Against Trafficking. So, pag sinabi natin Interagency Council, majority of the government agencies, government offices have programs and services for and addressing human trafficking issues.
So we also provide them with, aside from the process of psychosocial support, we also provide them for there are such thing as referral for medical examination once they are being rescued, and once we see them that they are not in their good health condition, then we also clarified issues on what are the programs that they can avail to protect themselves. Let's say the witness protection program, especially if they are being hunted by their recruiters. So we clarify them that there is such thing as program for the witness protection program of the DOJ.
We are expanding our presence in the area. We have established new Coast Guard substations or checkpoints, okay? Especially in the edge of our border.
There is no such thing as willing victim. They became victim because of circumstances.
We have to better our economy, provide more jobs, so our people won't leave the country to find greener pasture. It's all about money, it's all about jobs, it's about sourcing money to feed their families.
Their journey towards a better living does not come easy. These people, with the knowledge that what they have put themselves in, continue to work until they are caught, deported, and driven away as halaus. The issue of poverty, lack of education, and the lack of job opportunities offered in the Philippines all contribute to human trafficking, an issue that our nation still faces today. With all these, the future of our fellow men, especially the poorer sections of our country, remain. What would be the best solution to solve this problem? Significant steps must be taken to address this issue. One would be to start at the root: education. With a strong academic background and educational attainment, one would be able to veer away from the path of poverty, since a good educational background equates to having a better chances in getting a job. Thus, the need to look for illegal recruitments and the like can be avoided.